What's going on, Nerd Army? It is time to rank some Batman movies. So guys, in this segment, I will be ranking the Batman movies, all 9 of the cinematic released Batman movies. Now, I'm a huge Batman fan. Oh, yeah, Batman hat. So, yeah, I'm a huge Batman fan, guys. I'm really excited to do this because I love Batman so much. He's one of my favorite characters. Not my favorite, and don't hate me in the comments for that, guys. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But let's rank them worst to first out of all 9 Batman movies. Here you go. Number 9, Batman and Robin. This film brought the cinematic world of Batman to a screeching halt. This movie gave us Neon Gotham, Bat credit cards, Bat ice skates, Bat nipples, and some Bat butts as well. And some Robin butts. This is by far the least popular of all of the Batman movies, you can ask any fan. But at the same time, there are some kids that grew up with the toys and just happen to love this movie. Because that's all this movie was made for, to sell some toys. Number 8, Batman Forever. This one starred Val Kilmer and brought us our first look at the introduction to Robin, played by Chris O'Donnell. Yeah, I said it, Chris O'Donnell. But this movie was not perfectly laid out. It was not the worst, but it wasn't the best by far. You had an amazing portrayal of Riddler by Jim Carrey, which everyone threw in movies in the 90s because that's how you sold tickets. And a great performance by Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Very, very different than the one we got in the newer aspects of the films. But all around, this movie was a letdown in the long run. A pretty redeeming performance by Val Kilmer, I would have to say, even though now he looks like he ate Batman. Number 7, Batman the Movie. Yes, 1966 brought us Batman the Movie. Silly, campy, corny, all these things describe exactly what the 66 Batman movie was, except we did get a lot of main big bad villains all in this movie, crammed all in there. This was Batman's first big screen outing and was cast Adam West from the TV show. It brought the campy slapstick humor that we all loved from the old 60s TV show onto the big screen. Definitely didn't make a lot of money because there were bat bombs and bat everything that you can freaking think of. Number 6, Batman and the Mask of the Phantasm. This is the only Batman movie that was animated and slated for the big screen in an animated adaptation. They got to the final cut of this movie and realized how freaking epic it was and how well they had done this movie. They decided to rush it into big screens. But with not that much prep work and not that much advertising on it, this movie kind of flopped in cinemas. But nevertheless is an epic, amazing Batman tale that we all love. Number 5, Batman Returns. This film came out 3 years after the Keaton outing first happened with Tim Burton and was a huge success. This also introduced 2 Hollywood A-list actors as some of the most iconic villains ever portrayed in cinemas. This would be Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Danny DeVito as a sinister penguin. Now, these characters bounced off each other extremely well and off Batman extremely well. One of the greatest performances of a Batman villain, right up there next to Heath Ledger and Nicholson, was Catwoman and Penguin. Danny DeVito completely changed the way we look at comic book villains brought to movie adaptations. He was sinister, dark, deadly, and just amazing. Catwoman brought that sleek, sinister, but still very sexy and attractive and just very much inviting presence into Catwoman, and we all still see her as the Catwoman we all know and love. Number 4, The Dark Knight Rises. This brought us our first in-depth, real portrayal of Bane. Not that sad excuse for a piece of shit with tubes coming out of his head. This was the Bane that we all hoped for, played by the big, badass Tom Hardy. In the end, this movie was became more about Gotham and the people that Batman protects than about Batman himself. Batman's screen time is very limited in this movie, and there is a lot of character building and story arcing that does happen in this film. Some amazing effects that we all know and love. But one thing I have to say about this movie that was kind of a letdown is the worst Robin name drop of all time. This is actually the Batman movie that has probably made the most money out of any Batman film to date. It is a very, very good movie. There are some plot holes and different things that people aren't happy with, but all around is a great film. That's why it made it so high on my list, guys. Number 3, Batman, the original Tim Burton Batman #1, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Still one of the most iconic performances of a comic book villain is Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He hit that character spot on for what the Joker was. He was fun, fancy, free, but fucking crazy. So we got that kind of feel from Nicholson, and he's always been my favorite Joker. Heath Ledger to me is an amazing Joker, but Jack is the man. And it could be a little bit of a nostalgia kick because I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so yeah, this was my shit back in the day. So Batman #1 is still an amazing film. It was very well made. It gave us a little bit more into that dark, brooding Batman that we didn't really get as much in the second one. The second one started to lighten it up a little bit and make it a little bit more of a different kind of vibe, but the first one definitely gave us that dark, original Keaton Batman, and is still one of my favorite superhero movies to date. Number 2. Batman Begins. Yes, this was the first outing Christopher Nolan did with Christian Bale as Batman. Now in this we get to fight the amazingly cast Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. And I really, really enjoyed him as Ra's. So in this movie we get to see a different take and origin towards Batman and get to see him trained by the League of Shadows and really brought into the world as Batman in a totally different light than we had seen in any previous movie. Number 1, The Dark Knight. By far one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Christopher Nolan killed it with The Dark Knight, and it wasn't just the amazing movie that he did put out. It was the fact that he had such an amazing actor to pull off the Joker. Heath Ledger is a hands down great actor, no problem saying that at all. He's an amazing actor, and this portrayal of Joker will make sure he stays a legend forever. This Joker changed the way comic book villains were viewed because he blew this out of the water. Like I said, I'm a big Nicholson fan and I love the Nicholson Joker, but Heath Ledger destroyed the stereotypical look we had at supervillains. Being so maniacal, so dark, so completely twisted, but at the same time logical and really planning out every step of everything he did. Heath Ledger killed it as the Joker, making this movie one of the greatest movies of all time. Not just superhero movies, it is a very well-made movie. And this movie actually won 2 Academy Awards, and it's the only Batman movie to win an Academy Award. And it won 2 of them. This also gave us a whole new look at Two-Face, aka Harvey Dent. So guys, that's going to be my ranking for all 9 Batman films, from worst to first, in my opinion. Now guys, like I said, this is my opinion. If you guys have another one and you have another list in those orders, let me know. Put them in order for me. Tell them what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to keep up with me and everything that comes out of Nerd Central, guys. I'm Andrew. You've been watching Nerds Merized. Peace out. Hey guys, if you like what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you go click that big, sexy subscribe button. And I will see you guys next time right here on Nerds Merized.